Good morning.
It is good. There's only one thing I could think of that would make it better, though.
Yeah?
Well, took you long enough.
Now you've got a lot of nerve calling my house at the crack of dawn and ordering me over here.
I needed a doctor.
You are a crane, Ivy. You have access to any specialist in the country. Why pick on me?
Well, I think we both know the answer to that, Eve.
Ivy, Sam, you little slut.
See what I mean? That's why I couldn't put him in a hospital last night. I couldn't afford to have him blabbing and having anyone hear.
You're afraid if Ethan hears that he'll figure out that he's not Julian's son.
Along with everyone else in Harmony. Please, help me, Eve. If not for my sake, then for Grace's. Can you imagine your best friend finding out that her beloved Sam is Ethan's father?
Wait. Leave him alone.
Mine is mine. He loves me. He's always loved me. Mine is mine.
No, Sam, don't!
Grace, what's wrong? Oh my God.
Sam, don't leave me for her, please. Don't leave me
Oh, look who's gracing us with his presence.
Well, Jimmy sure knows how to throw a party, doesn't he, Princess?
Yes. Well, I still don't know what you're celebrating. Charity didn't kill Miguel, and she hasn't joined us on the dark side.
That's why Jimmy's so happy. Jimmy's got his beautiful, good charity back.
Yes, well, as usual, you're completely off the mark. Anyway, we've got a lot to do today, starting with making certain that none of those kids go back to the mineshaft to retrieve that box.
That light from the box is powerful enough to pulverize that evil pendant.
Yes, it was. And if you'll take a moment to exercise that tiny pea brain that I sewed into your head, consider this. If that light could pulverize a rock-hard pendant, think what it could do to a wispy little rag doll like you. I'll give you a hint. A lit match and a certain scarecrow on his way to Oz. Imagine what would have happened if that sickeningly perky little Dorothy hadn't been there to put out the flames. Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy.
What, would it kill you to help us make breakfast, Kay?
Not that you'd understand, brat face, but I'm still recovering from last night.
Oh, I understand. I just don't believe any of that gunk you claim you saw in the mineshaft. I mean, Charity trying to kill Miguel. Give me a B-R-E-A-K.
You know, I tried to tell her that there was a gas leak down there that made her hallucinate and see things, but she won't give it up. That's because it really happened. Earth decay. How could Charity's eyes just suddenly start glowing red?
Oh, not to mention the lightning bolts that were shooting from her fingertips.
And don't forget about St. Michael that was hanging out down there with his sword. Now, Kay, did he just pop out of the magic box, or did he fly in on a major airline for the evening?
Shut up, both of you. Everything that I said happened really happened. Miguel's my witness. He knows it's true. That's why he's gonna go back down to the mine shaft to get that box.
He didn't tell me that. Maybe he doesn't tell you everything, Charity. Not that I blame him after last night. Tell them, Miguel. Tell him you're gonna prove everything that happened was real.
Thank God you're okay, Wit. I almost ran to your house in the middle of the night when Mama told me what happened.
No, I'm okay, really. Thanks to Chad.
What did I tell you?
He's crazy about you.
Look, just
Forget about that for now, okay? What is the deal with this house? It looks like the morning after an all-night rave or something.
Gwen came over with a baseball bat.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was totally freaked out at first. I honestly thought that she was going to kill me. But you know what? The night ended up better than I expected.
Only you could find the bright side of a near-death situation.
For real. Ethan, Gwen, and I had a long talk, and we decided to work things out like adults, in a calm, mature fashion.
So, let me get this straight. You believe the woman that's supposed to marry Ethan, but isn't because of you, is going to suddenly start behaving rationally?
Well, yes.
Well, I only have one thing to say to you, Teresa. You must have been dropped on your head as a baby.
Damn you, Teresa! Love it's true! Damn you! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me highest. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Can't believe it. Seems so real.
Why couldn't you have just made something simple? You know why, you idiot? Because you're crazy about her and you're trying to impress her.
And then, after Ethan whisked me off the plane, he brought me home, and we said the most romantic goodnights. I mean, I don't even know how many times we kissed, but I got the feeling he wouldn't have left at all if Mama hadn't been here.
So wait, once Ethan was gone, Gwen just showed up for a little after-hours batting practice.
She totally lost it. Thank God Ethan showed up when he did.
And you've just convinced yourself that just because Gwen calmed down when Ethan was here, that everything's supposed to be cool now?
Well,
what if she shows up next time and starts to try to shoot baskets with your head or something?
Whitney, she won't, because she came up with this whole other idea. Ethan is going to date both of us until he decides who he wants to marry.
And the punchline to this very tacky joke would be what?
It's not a joke. I admit I wasn't too crazy about this plan at first, but then I realized it's the only way. Besides, I mean, I got nothing to worry about. Ethan loves me best.
No, Teresa, I'm sorry. I think this is very sick.
Very dangerous. I've warned Teresa that she better be careful because Gwen and her mother will not rest until they've destroyed her.
I agree.
For the last time, Gwen is over her anger. We are going to work this out fair and square.
That's not fair! It's not fair! It's not fair! It's not fair! It's not fair!
Gwen, what are you doing?
Today was supposed to be my wedding day, Mother. The girl should be helping me get into this dress right now. It's cursed. I hate it! I hate it! I hate it! I hate it!
No, Gwen, please, look, this is not going to help anything. Come on. Just come over here, all right? Come on. There. Oh, my poor baby. Now, just listen to me, all right?
Okay. You've got to get a hold of yourself if you are ever going to get Ethan to marry you.
Mother, he doesn't want to.
Look, I don't ever
want to hear you say that. All right? We never surrender. When Ethan loves you, he always has and he always will. And no shimmy-shaking little floozy is ever going to change that. Now, do you hear me? Now, have you forgotten you have a date with Ethan?
No, Mother, but
What? No buts! You have to make use of all your time with him. I want you to call him, all right? Just, talk to him for a little bit. Get yourself in his consciousness. Sort of prime him for the day ahead. Now, are you calm enough to do that?
Sure.
Hello?
Darling, it's me. I just wanted to call and say good morning and tell you how excited I am about our date later.
Oh, really? Well, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to figure out where we're gonna go tonight.
You know, that's okay because it was my idea for you to date me and Teresa alternately, so I'm gonna plan our day.
You don't mind?
No, of course not. It'll be fun. But I'm not gonna give you any details because it's gonna be a surprise.
Okay, well, that sounds great. Well, I'll see you later. Bye. This dating thing isn't a mistake.
Well done. I could not have done it any better myself.
Mother, I am really glad you reminded me to stay focused because Ethan is going to marry me and he's going to forget that tramp ever existed.
It's okay. Calm down, all right?
Oh, Sam.
Listen, there's no way that I would leave you. Not in a million years.
I know. But it was that same horrible nightmare that I had before. The one where that woman comes down in between us and she's trying to drag you away from me and she says that you love her and that you have always loved her and
Honey, listen, it was just a bad dream. Okay?
But Sam, where does it come from? And why is this little boy with her? And I can't tell you how real it seems when I'm having it.
Well, I mean, it's no wonder. I mean, what happened with Miguel and Kay in the mineshaft last night? I mean, I guess we all were affected by the gas fumes, just like the kids were.
Yeah, you really think that's possible?
I've been racking my brain all night, and I couldn't come up with a better explanation. I mean, none of what Kay said could have really happened.
I'm not so sure about that, Sam.
Grace, honey, what are you talking about?
I had a premonition about the box that Kay was talking about. I think it was real.
Jimmy's been thinking.
Always a mistake for someone with a pea brain.
What if Reese was right? What if everything that happened last night didn't happen?
What if my name was Mary Tyler Moore?
Don't mock Jimmy, Princess. What if there was a giant gas leak underground? And everybody had the same hallucination?
Don't I wish? You know, we were very lucky to get out of that hole alive. All that goodness and light in that box could have turned us into a couple of very crispy critters.
What did Timmy and Princess do now?
There's only one thing we can do, Timmy. sashay our fannies over to the Bennets and find out what those hooligans are up to this morning.
What if Kay and Miguel still want to get that box?
Then drastic measures will have to be taken, Timmy. Drastic measures.
Timmy does not like the sound of that.
I know what I said last night, but I've been thinking...
Don't tell me you're chickening out. I'm sorry. Maybe you can forget what you saw down there last night, but I can't. Charity's eyes were so big and bright, they looked like Florida oranges. And what about her Freddy Krueger voice?
Oh, don't forget the lightning bolts shooting from her fingers. Yeah.
Laugh all you want. It happened. I don't remember any of this happening because you were possessed.
Excuse us a minute.
Why are you coughing out, Miguel? You know what happened last night
You're
was real.
scaring the hell out of Charity.
How can you care so much about her feelings when less than 24 hours ago she wanted you dead? And don't tell me you don't remember. What if it happens again, Miguel? What if that evil part of her is just lying in wait, biding its time until she has another chance to kill both of us?
Surely you don't want dear Grace to get wind of any rumors about my past with Sam, do you?
I just can't figure out how Julian found out about the two of you.
Neither can I. I mean, one minute he's toppling into a hole in the ground like Alice in Wonderland, and the next he's barking obscenities up at me from the bottom of the mine shaft on a cell phone. It's as if someone down there told him about Sam and me.
Now, Ivy and Sam Bennett lovers, that's impossible. What kind of a trick is this? What I am seeing couldn't be.
Seeing is believing.
Ivy, you slut!
Maybe someone did tell him about you.
Someone at the bottom of the mine shaft? Obviously, you've been spending too much time with the Bennets.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're a medical professional, Eve. Surely you have noticed that there are a disproportionate number of the Bennett women who are, how shall I put this, a bit whacked? Starting with Grace all the way down to her emotionally fragile niece who conjures up visions or whatever every time she turns around.
Well, it may sound strange, but I am no longer the skeptic I used to be about people with visions and premonitions. I believe some people do have a sixth sense about things that are going to happen, and sometimes things that have already happened. Remember Charity? The visions with me and Julian?
Yes. Well, that is what made me suspicious of the two of you in the first place.
And what about Grace when you snuck aboard Sam's boat? She sensed that something was wrong.
No! I don't believe in all of this mumbo-jumbo. I don't care what you say. I believe in reality, and my reality is that no one can know about me and Sam. Ethan can never hear the things that Julian is saying.
What is it, Mother? What don't you want me to hear Father say? Da-da-da-da.
You made me breakfast.
Yeah. Well, look, I wanted to do something special for you, especially after last night.
I'm sorry I fell asleep. I tried to wait up.
Nah, it's okay. No, I'm kidding. They kept me down at the station filling out reports anyway. Well, I hope you like Eggs Benedict. I've never made it before, so...
I love them.
Oh, great. I've never even tasted them, so...
You know they make these at the club every Sunday for brunch.
I wouldn't know.
But you know what, though? These look even better than theirs.
So what do you think?
Unbelievable.
Not bad for the first time out, huh? Huh?
You know, I really could use some juice, though.
All right. Fresh squeezed OJ coming up. You finished already? Hey, I can make you more.
Oh, no! I mean, I'm really full. All I need is a juice.
You know, I think I'm gonna try something a little fancier next time, you know?
No, you don't need to do that.
No, I want to.
Teresita, please, just tell Ethan that you refuse to take part in this unhealthy competition. Just tell him to go ahead and marry Gwen.
Mama, how can you ask me to do that after you saw us together last night? You know that I love Ethan and he loves me.
Teresa, all I know is how difficult it would be if you and Ethan should wind up together. How will you feel when people turn away from you every time you walk into a room?
I'll deal with it, Mama.
Maybe you will. But what about Ethan? It's his world, Teresa. It is one thing not to be accepted in it, but quite another to lose the respect of everyone you've ever known. Love is a wonderful gift, but it cannot protect you from everything. I have to go. I'm due at work.
Oh, so am I.
Whoa, Teresa, no. You can't just waltz into the Crane Mansion on the day Ethan was supposed to be marrying Gwen.
And I am quite sure Ivy Crane does not intend to let you keep your job after everything that's happened.
No, Ethan won't let her fire me. I know he won't.
You're impossible, Teresa.
Mama, please. Don't worry about me. I'll see you later.
You know, I agree with every word your mother just said.
Whitney, I have to spend every minute I can with Ethan because Gwen has the first date. I hope Gwen comes to pick Ethan up. I can't wait to see the look on her face when she sees that somebody else knows how to fight dirty.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow never looked lovelier.
Oh, thank you, Mother. If things go the way I hope, today will be Ethan's one and only date.
Well, he would be a fool to want to go out with Teresa after being with you.
Oh, that is what I am counting on. I'm going to use my time with Ethan today to remind him of everything we've shared, of everything we have in common.
Which would go a long way for making your case. Especially since the only thing Teresa has going for her is that she is common.
What don't you want me to hear Father say, Mother?
Julian was just rambling on a bit about you and Gwen. And it being your wedding day. He wanted to get up and get dressed.
I see.
And I was afraid that you would feel guilty if you heard that.
So how's he doing?
Pretty well, considering what he's been through.
I think he's trying to say something. Or, no, he's waking up.
Do something.
Ivy. Mother, he just said your name. I think he's trying to tell us something. Ivy! Father, it's me, Ethan. I can't make out what you're trying to say.
Eve, you have to help me.
Ethan, I'm sorry. I think your father needs to get some rest.
You're right. I'll come back later. Mother, may I have a word with you for a minute?
Of course.
Thank
you. What is it, dear?
It's about Teresa.
I'm sure you'll understand if I would really rather not discuss her. She is, after all, the one who broke up your wedding to Gwen.
No, look, Mother, for the last time, it's not Teresa's fault that I fell in love with her.
Is that what you really think?
Look, Mother, I don't want to argue with you.
I just want to make sure that you weren't going to dismiss Teresa from her job as your assistant.
Oh, I most certainly am. It is the first thing I'm going to do on my to-do list today.
Well, then I'm asking you to reconsider. I mean, what happened between Gwen and me, it's my doing, not Teresa's. And this job is too important to her as a stepping stone to a career in fashion. But no matter what happens, even if I end up marrying Gwen, I just don't want Teresa to...
Wait. You mean there's still a chance that you might marry Gwen?
Well, none of us knows what's going to happen. But the three of us are trying to work out things among ourselves. But, Mother, I just want your assurance that you will not fire Teresa.
All right. But there's something I have to say to you as well. I think that if you don't marry Gwen, you are making a disastrous and tragic mistake.
So do I. I think you should marry Gwen.
You know what happened last night was real. The only way we're gonna prove it to everybody is to go down there and get that box. You said it yourself last night.
Must not get the lips on that box. What if they do? Everyone will have to believe them. And then they'll realize Timmy's alive. And then he can write his best-selling book, just like in Hecuba's Mirror.
You really are several sandwiches short of a picnic. If Miguel finds that box, it'll destroy us before you have a chance to plug in your word processor.
Do you remember what else happened in the mineshaft last night? What you said about you and me?
I'm not sure.
You said that if Charity hadn't come to town that you and I would have gotten together.
I remember.
And what about kissing me?
Sure, yeah.
And what
but-
about running over Julian Crane?
Oh my god, yeah.
See, Miguel, if you and I have the same memories from last night, how can they not be real?
That was the best breakfast I've ever had.
Well, I am so glad that you liked it. Where's your napkin?
Oh, I'll look for it later.
Isn't that it?
Oh.
What's it doing there?
Don't worry about it.
Best breakfast you ever had, was it?
We couldn't have been hallucinating if we remembered the same things.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Morning. Thank you, honey. Thank you. How's it going?
Don't mind them. They've been like that for a while now.
They must be talking about last night.
He keeps saying that I would have killed her and Miguel if it weren't for that box.
Don't you worry about it, honey, all right? I just hope they don't get it in their heads to go back there and look for it.
That goes double for me, Chiefy.
I was wondering if you could help me with something, Chief.
Sure.
If Kay and I were hallucinating down there in the mine shaft, then how come we remember things the exact same way?
I've been trying to come up with a reasonable...
Chief Bennett, if I may.
Please, Reese. Go ahead.
Most likely, you and Kay were lying in close proximity to one another after your individual falls into the mine shaft.
That's right, we were.
Well, one of the other of you must have started talking in your delirium, and the other's subconscious listened. You were so in tune that you actually pictured the exact same fantasies in your mind's eyes. That's what you're remembering now, and that's why it seems so real.
Oh, that sounds plausible, don't you think, Sam?
Yeah, well, what I think, it's time for me to go. Julian promised he'd have the mine shaft cordoned off today before anybody else gets hurt.
Oh, he was barely conscious himself last night. He probably hasn't had time.
Well, somebody in that family better do it.
You know, why don't I go with you? I just wanted to check on Ivy and Julian anyway.
Bad idea, Gracie. You might learn things you'd rather not know.
Grace, I'll pass on your best wishes. You really don't have to go.
You know, there's something I wanted to bring him anyway. I'll be right there.
Are you coming with me or not?
You're still thinking about going back up to the mine shaft?
Oh, no.
Miguel, there's only one reason that you would go back to that mine shaft. And that's because you think I tried to kill you, don't you?
You are Teresa's mother. I mean, how could you say I should marry Gwen?
Because if you marry my daughter, you'll both be faced with realities I don't think either one of you have considered.
You should listen to Pilar. She knows what she's talking about.
I don't believe either one of you. You know, I counted on you, Mother, at least. But now Pilar's doing the exact same thing. Not supporting her child.
I am trying to support my daughter the best way I can by trying to help her avoid a lifetime of pain and suffering.
Because she loves me? I can't talk to either one of you. Not now.
I hate that he's so angry with me about this, but thank you for taking my side on it.
I didn't do it for you. I did it for my daughter. If Ethan marries her, I'm genuinely afraid for her well-being.
Well, wish me luck.
You look so wonderful, you hardly need it. Will you call me later with the details?
Oh, you know I will. Okay.
Teresa, Whitney, I didn't know you were here.
Oh, I needed to tell you something.
Oh, let me guess. Your job. You're afraid my mother fired you.
Didn't I tell you he knows me so well?
Teresa, don't worry. I spoke to my mother this morning, and your job's safe.
Thank you so much.
I better get that.
Can we go now that you know you still have your job?
But that's not the only reason I came over here, and you know it.
Gwen, I didn't know what time you were coming.
I know it's early, but I just couldn't wait. Oh, Teresa, Whitney, I didn't notice you were here.
Right, Teresa just got here. She had some business that she needed to clear up.
Oh, it's not going to interfere with our date now, is it?
No, of course not. I'll just run upstairs and get my jacket, and then we'll be off.
Okay. Eat your heart out, Teresa. Ethan and I are going to have the most wonderfully romantic time.
Give it your best shot, Gwen.
Oh, I'm going to do more than that, Teresa. I'm taking him to the club where we're both lifelong members. Do you know what that means?
That you both know what to do with a whole lot of different forks? Big deal, Gwen.
Oh, it's about so much more than forks, Teresa. It's about memories. Ethan and I have a lifetime worth of memories. Where are you taking him on your first date? You know, it's too bad you burned down that greasy burger joint last year,
Is everything all right?
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Good, then I guess we'll be leaving.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later, Teresa.
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you just tell me the eggs were terrible?
I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I know how hard you worked on them. Look, please don't be mad at me.
Who's mad? But come on, after all the times that I ragged on your cooking talent, or lack thereof, come on, you could have thrown the book at me.
Now, why didn't I think of that?
Hey, so how bad were they?
Awful. What did you put in them?
Well, I was following the recipe, right? And then I remembered Mom always saying something about how good cooks, you know, she get a little
good
creative.
cooks, not you, Louise.
All right. Get the point. You still hungry? I could whip you up something else.
No.
Are you sure? Something a little simpler?
I have everything
I need right here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
No more juice?
Nope.
Toast? Coffee?
Shut up, Louise.
Slut. Ivy's a slut.
Smile. He's been saying that on and off since last night. Can't you just give him a heavy sedative and knock him out?
He has a concussion, Ivy. The last thing he needs is a sedative.
You mean it might be fatal?
Don't even think it, Ivy.
Don't look so self-righteous at me! It's not like anyone here is a member of the Julian Crane fan club.
You and Sam Bennett, lovers.
Don't be absurd.
I saw you making love to him.
You most certainly did not. Although I'm glad no one else can hear your rantings because it would be a disaster if Sam and Grace walked in here.
Don't worry, Charity. I know that you'd never do anything to hurt me intentionally. Are you hungry? Come on, let's get some breakfast.
We're safe for the moment, Tim Tim.
If only I could get my hands on that box, then everybody would have to believe me. They'd lock Charity up for good and Miguel would be mine. You know, hon, I think there's a gas leak in here because you're starting to hallucinate again. If only I had proof.
Here's your proof, Kay. Come and get it.
I'm waiting.